Hi and welcome to my new virtual diary episode. I'm in the middle of the dark right now. I'm in nature and this night is pitch black. I'm by myself and it's kind of peaceful and it has its own magic. But anyways, I came here because I live with flatmates and I feel like I need to be alone because this is my diary and I don't want anybody to hear. Even though I'm posting this on YouTube, I feel like I need to be alone when I create something that is by myself to myself first and foremost. So I just came here and it feels nice. I am so excited about creating this second YouTube video. It's gonna be a little bit different because I wanna make a sort of collage of my experiences, and I feel like now I wanna only use my voice while still displaying some videos or images about my experience. So I hope you enjoy this new format and let's get into the juice. So it's been a really intense month. I feel like February has been intense for everybody at some point. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the art workshop and continue my painting. I'm currently making a painting about an exhibition about Women's Day, and I'm really excited about it because I have a strong sense of purpose related to protecting women and protecting nature and all that is feminine. So, I'm really excited about it, and if someone will buy my painting, I'm going to donate the money to 2 communities that I care about. So hopefully that's gonna happen. Women's Day, women, so beautiful. One of the most beautiful gifts I have given to myself here in Wellington was to participate to this flower themed retreat that was only for women, and we made a lot of flower related activities. We made chocolate with flowers. We created bath salts with different flowers and petals and oils and stuff like that. We learned about the different healing properties of different flowers, and we made rituals, and it's just these small intentional ritual activities and things I love so much. As I said, I'm a ritual person, so it just makes me feel so connected to myself, and the whole retreat was really nourishing for me. It made me feel so sensual and so connected to Mother Earth, to myself, my essence and my spirit, and being around these strong, inspiring and powerful women made me feel so safe and so supported and so nourished, and it was such a gift for me. And I remember the first I got into the studio and there were a lot of tarot cards and healing books, holistic type of material, and I was drawn to this deck, and I picked this card, and it was anger as your sacred ally. And it's interesting how everything is connected, because I want to talk about boundaries and anger, because first of all, I always say that the most important boundaries you're gonna set are with yourself, and the moment you set a boundary with someone else, it means you already failed at protecting yourself first. You are already disregarding your own boundary. I learned boundaries, especially working as a stripper in the strip club. It gave me such a beautiful opportunity to learn boundaries and to learn about what I want and how I want to be treated, and my yes and my no's. And it helped me bring in clarity into many aspects of myself and my psyche. And for example, if a customer comes to me and he's not intentional in buying anything, and I notice that he just wants to talk to me for free and be in my energy for free, then I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna say bye, that's it. I'm not gonna stay there and explain to him, no, this is a boundary, you cannot talk to me for free like that, you should buy me this, blah blah. No, I'm not gonna do that. So I feel like that's boundaries, like just knowing what you want and acting with integrity. Acting with integrity after you know that. I know how I want to be treated, I know my values, and so I'm gonna act in order to protect what's sacred. Talking about strip clubs. So as you know, I worked in, if you watched my first video, I worked in Auckland for a few days, 3 days, and it was pretty nice. And coming to Wellington, I had a lot of hope, and then I realized all the strip clubs here are really exploitative. And I was applying to this one strip club, and as soon as I got in, the vibe was off. I felt like everybody was in this kind of energetical space when it's like there's something that is not said. I don't know how to explain it, but it felt really weird. It felt really weird and really muddy, like there was no clarity and nothing. I did my stage show, and after my dance, the manager called me and started screaming at me. And I was so shocked because, first of all, I don't know this person. She didn't even introduce herself to me. And she just started screaming to me out of blue. Like, I'm shocked. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Why is she like screaming at me like that? And I just left because I don't want to work in a place when I'm screamed at for no reason. I know that I value nonviolent communication. If you want to confront me about something, that's completely fine and you can do so, but there is many ways to say things, and I want to feel respect, and that's the point. So I just left. I'm not gonna stay there and explain to the manager how she has to treat her dancers or whoever. I'm not gonna explain it to her. That's her stuff to figure out. I just left immediately. I didn't even say anything because some situations don't deserve my energy, and I'm not gonna settle in a place when I am not seen or heard as a human being. And for many days I was so sad because I was thinking, why do strippers here like work in these places? Like, how can they tolerate such treatments? Like, it's not just the screaming part, but it's a lot of things about the strip clubs here in Wellington. It's just all fucked up. And I'm very intuitive. Like, when I enter in some place, I already feel the energy, even without having a proof that something is wrong. I was just disappointed about it because I feel like we need to raise our standards. We cannot be treated like this. We cannot let it happen. And I was just like crying about it and being like angry. And then, like, after a day or two, basically this club fired 19 girls. And just because they asked for better treatment and for better, pay. 19 girls were fired, and then they opened this Instagram page and they made many protests around, sex workers' rights and dancers' rights. And I was so happy, like, whoa, it took like 19 people to be fired to finally speak up about this injustice, because seriously, bro, you cannot accept that. I was thinking, like, why do people settle? Why do we settle? Why do we accept less than what we value, that we know we value? Why do we disregard our boundaries? Because I feel like boundaries are always inside of us. Boundaries are already inside of us. Boundaries are like a gift that the universe gives us, and it's about just tuning in and listening to our boundary and acting on it with integrity and protecting ourselves. And every single human on earth deserves to be treated with respect. And once I got into the strip club, I felt in my body there was a lack of integrity collectively, going on. And one reason why we act out of integrity is because we think we cannot have more. We think we don't deserve a better place. It's because of fear. It's because of fear that, okay, if we don't speak up right now, we're gonna lose whatever we have that is not even for us. That's not even for you. If it doesn't fit you well, it's not for you. And it's better to lose it than to have it, right? And I have been doing a lot of work around my integrity lately, because I have been really feeling really triggered about some like sexual trauma that came up. And so I decided that I am going to strengthen my inner masculine and therefore my integrity. And when I say sexual trauma, some people might think about sexual assault or things like that, but when I say sexual trauma, I just mean like my voice, my expression, my freedom. I mean like the ability to express myself freely, the ability to move my body freely, the ability to, be courageous, the ability to speak my truth. When you're not able to speak up about something, that's like sexual trauma. You're not speaking your truth. You're acting out of alignment. And there are a lot of these studies that show how our pelvic floor and our vocal cords have like the same structure, and they're like really connected to each other, or like the throat chakra and the sacral chakra are really connected to each other, and when one is unbalanced, then the other one is immediately also out of balance because they are intertwined. And yeah, that's about it. We need to unlearn, and the only way to heal our sexual trauma is just going through it and feeling everything. I've been going really through it in February, and I've like done so much somatic healing, somatic work here on the beach close to my place, screaming, kneeling like on my knees and praying and punching the air and just like moving my body in every way I was called to move it, and just like releasing a lot of unexpressed energy that was stuck in there and that needed to go. And it felt terrible. It felt really terrible. I felt so stuck. But but also I liberated a part of me, because everything that we try to control has control over us. If we suppress something down and we don't want to listen to it, and we just hide it under the bed or whatever, that shit's gonna control us, and it's gonna meet us in our relationships, in power, any kind of power dynamic, just to be confronted. So the only way to actually some kind of sovereignty over your life and your emotions is to actually make friends with those parts of yourself, swim in the mud. I was writing this analogy on my diary about like swimming in the mud, because like those parts of, those nasty, dirty part of ourselves are like, they're like muddy, they're dirty. Ew. Who wants to swim in the mud? Like someone might say, no, I'm not gonna do it, it feels nasty. But when you actually swim in the mud, I'm a big lover of mud. When you swim in the mud, it's so healing. It strengthens your immune system. You're like healed. You feel refreshed. It's like being reborn. That's what like healing feels like, and returning to your body and letting go of shame, letting go of fear, letting go of everything you were not able to express, and every situation when your truth was like censored, sorry, and any situation when you were not allowed to be fully yourself, because that's deeply sexual trauma. It's really hard to go through it, but the only way is through. And the only way to gain freedom and integrity, and to break free from those chains, and regaining a sense of sovereignty and control over your emotions and over your voice, is by feeling the pain and looking at these parts of yourself and saying, okay, I see you. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to listen to you. I see you, and just give me all your pain and I will take it right now. I'll take your pain and I'll give it back to Mother Earth, so that I might liberate myself. I will liberate my inner child. I will liberate my ancestors. I will give back to the earth and to the community. So the only way is through. So swim in the mud, make friends with the mud. The mud is super healing. Don't be afraid. I have felt so incredibly connected to Mother Earth here. Oh my God. I was like, even now I feel like crying, because every time I am in nature and here, especially in this country, like it's so beautiful. It just takes my breath away because of how beautiful it is. And there's a part of me that is like, oh my gosh, am I really here? Like, am I really here? Like, do I really deserve this? Am I really surrounded by so much beauty? And am I really so free? Because I haven't been that free and that happy always, And so every time I am surrounded and feeling so connected to nature and to myself, it feels so unreal, and it feels like, oh my gosh, is this really mine? And it's just so much, makes me feel so joyful. And yeah. I feel really sad about living in this country, to be honest. And also living in Wellington, because even though I didn't expect it, I got really connected to the community here, especially in the art workshop. It's just, I feel so connected. Like, connection is the key word, like, to describe my experience in Wellington. Just feeling super connected to myself, to nature, to people. I feel like my heart is open. I feel in my power. I feel good. I mean, there's no good or bad. It's just like I feel this. I feel refreshed. Let's say refreshed. Really transformed, blossomed, and but there are a few things that I want to do before coming back to Helsinki, and which are, I want to see whales. Like, if I see a whale, I'm gonna feel so honored if I will be like in the presence of a whale somewhere. So hopefully I'm gonna see a whale. I wanna spend more time in nature, and right now I'm budgeting and saving money so that my last 2 weeks I'm gonna live like a tourist again, you know, just living a luxury type of lifestyle. Some people think that boundaries, or like managing your money, budgeting, are like limitations, because then I cannot spend, you know, how much you want. But it's actually, it gives a structure so that you can feel more free, you know. So yeah, budget, bitch. Budget, manage your money, and also manage your boundaries. So yeah, this is basically what has been happening in my life recently. Feeling really connected to Mother Earth, growing a lot, getting in touch with my desires, because I really want to be financially free in the future. I mean, I feel pretty free right now, but I wanna expand always, you know. I wanna take every opportunity life gives me to expand even more, and having more freedom, having more money, having more luxury, having more possibilities, having more resources, having more love, family. So yeah, to wrap it up, I feel like the main thing I learned, either if you're a man or a woman, you have a womb. You have an energetic womb where you grow. You know, the womb is the place when we give life, when we grow life. And in every womb, you have stored some energetic footprint that you're constantly growing. And so you can choose whatever you want to grow in your space, you know, and honor your space, set boundaries so that you can really grow what's yours, and you can protect your garden. Know that the only way to release something that you don't want in your life is to make peace with it, is to just embrace it with love and just acknowledge that it exists. But also, after you felt everything, just make a decision that from now on it's not gonna be here anymore. And I wanna be a sovereign individual. I wanna be in control of my life, and I hope you want to be as well, because that's gonna give you so much freedom to be radically responsible for whatever you choose in your life. Because, you know, you need to protect your peace. You need to realize how worthy you are, and choose people and situations that are really aligned with you, that are really compatible with you, and that are gonna enrich you, you know. That's the biggest lesson of my February 2023. And I'm gonna close now. I'm gonna leave this little video that I took during my women's retreat, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Because that's what makes the world a better place, is having all our gorgeous differences and all our quirkiness and all our, the essence of who we are is important. And dreams come true. It's right in the middle here. I want you to go home believing in yourself. You've got the quote there to back it up with. Put it somewhere special where you're going to see it. Maybe take a photo on your phone so when you're having one of those days, you can look at that and remind yourself that, this life is worth living, and that, there is magic to be seen and felt every day. Yeah, we just got to look for it, and it's there. And know that, you've always got soul sisters that have your back. We may not always be here in person, but in our hearts, we're now all connected, and as you are to every other female in the world. So, we're one big community, just wanting a better world, better place, more joy, more love, and acceptance, surrendering to what is every day, not having to feel like you have to keep striving to be something that you're not.
And we safe in love. I'll make you proud, make you proud. You're my heart, without a doubt, without a doubt. I'll make you proud, without a doubt.